Hello and welcome to your weekend and weekly career and finance reading. This week we have three cards. We have the Ace of Wands reversed, we have the Eight of Cups reversed, followed by the Knight of Cups upright. Now let's go ahead and start with the reading. The first card we have is the Ace of Wands reversed. Now, this usually means there's some kind of a new venture or some kind of new project that you want to start on, but there's some kind of delays. It's not on track at the moment. You're being weighed down with different obstacles, or things may not be ready for you to go ahead and start with it. And then you may have a little bit of boredom. You may be feeling a little low and down on the passion. You may be wondering whether this project or the investment or whatever that you're working on right now will work out. You have doubts in your head. You're putting in the efforts, and you want to try it out, but somewhere deep down you have doubts whether this is going to work out. So that is kind of slowing down the pace for you. You're half-heartedly doing what you're doing. Basically, you lack the motivation. You may have all the details in your hand, you may be putting in the best efforts, but somewhere deep down, or you're wondering, is this going to work out? If it doesn't work out, what am I going to do? So should I just stop and focus on something else, or should I go ahead and continue with this? Now, the card, what I see, it's still an Ace of Wands. It's just reversed. So you do have the Ace of Wands, it's just reversed. Matlab, it's just blocked. You just need to have it upright, or you should just try to put in a little more effort, have a little more positivity in your project, have some more focus, have faith that that it will work out. And if you still have any doubts, then maybe you should rethink and relook at all the details. Make sure you have everything in place, because anything you're working on, it's like a puzzle piece, right? So you have to make sure every piece fits in. So make sure you have all your details, everything in line for you to go ahead and do what you need to do. Now, upright, this card usually means a new project, so inspiration. You have the urge to create. It's all about new beginnings and new opportunities. Now, reversed, it may be you may have to create those opportunities from your end, and you may be lacking willpower, the desire to succeed, or you're feeling down, you're feeling low, you're wondering why is it not working, or why am I not feeling it? See, everybody goes through that ups and downs in all areas of their life. That's how life is. You're feeling great one day, the next day you just don't want to feel don't want to get out of your bed. So it's okay, it happens. But since this is still a Wands card, it's still it's just up, reversed instead of being upright. So maybe if you put in a little more effort, and it's okay to ask for help. So if you feel like somebody could help you with something, it's okay to have a talk with people. And also, if you feel like somebody is feeding you a lot of negative thoughts, that could also be a reason you're feeling low. People may sometimes you may have people who may seem to be like friends or family, who will claim to have your best interests in their mind, but the way they speak, the way those things may come out negatively, which may feel make you feel inadequate or feel bad, and you'll be left wondering, are they trying to help, or are they just trying to drag me down? So it's all about your vision, it's all about your perception. We don't really know what's going on in the other person's head or mind. Now, they could genuinely be trying to help you out with those feedbacks. Some people are just critical, by nature. I mean, that's how they are. And some people are pretty sweet and nice, and they can just cannot criticize. So people are different. They're different. There are different kinds of people. So we can't really know what is going on in their head and their mind. All we can do is have control over how we think, how we focus. So it is up to you to make sure you, even if it is at the most negative, critical points, to make it into something positive. And remember one thing, it doesn't matter who is giving you advice or who's sharing their opinions. At the end of the day, you're the decision maker. So if there is some kind of project you're working on, if there's some kind of investments where you're feeling, that motivation or the lack of desire to, move ahead or forge ahead, take a break, it's okay, unless of course it's you it's time based and you have a deadline. You take your time, look at all your things, that all your inputs, like I said, like a puzzle piece, you make sure all the pieces are in place, make sure you have all your information, everything. Also, it will help to have some research done. You could do the research yourself, or you could get that information done through someone else. Make sure you have all your information available and ready with you, where you're able to see through, have an idea as to, if this is what I'm going to do, this is going to be the output. If I'm not going to do that, and this is where I will be saving, or this is where I'll be making more. So since this is about career and finances, so this looks more like, an investment plan, where you're thinking, should I go ahead and take the risk of putting that money into this investment? Should I go ahead with this investment? Is it going to work out, or is it going to tie up my money? So it's up to you. Do your research, do all your things. And also, when it comes to these kind of situations, always start small. So if you're planning on investing, you start with a smaller amount, and see how it goes, and then eventually you gradually go ahead, and once you have that confidence and you have that feel of how things are going to go, you can always up your investments. Now again, in career part of it, you may be part of a project which is, not fulfilling, or you're not satisfied. You feel like, you're just going with the flow. It's basically bored. You just, you're waking up, you're doing that whatever you need to do, and then again back to your personal life. It's kind of like a, routine which is going on. So if you're not satisfied and happy with the work that you're doing right now, it is okay to look for something else, or you could up your skills by taking up courses, or upskilling. You could try out some new certificate courses, or you may have some kind of hobby or passion that you want to pursue as a career. So this may be a time where you put in or do some research and see if it can actually become a career option for you. That's your Ace of Wands reversed. Followed by, we have the next card, Eight of Cups reversed. Now, upright, you have your 8 cards or 8 cups full. I beg your pardon. So you have your 8 cups full, and you're looking for that ninth cup. Now the next card in this cups is your Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, it's happiness. So you have that one particular cup which is missing, and you're looking for that one cup which will make you happy. Now reversed, it means the contents of that 8 cups are not there. Matlab, you have all these 8 cups which are empty. It means it is the cups are either empty, or whatever the contents that are there in the 8 cups are not enough, or you don't feel that is the right thing, or and that you don't want to go look for the ninth cup, because you're not, as it is not satisfied with the existing 8 cups. How will you go look for a ninth cup, if it's going to be reversed? Right? So you somewhere feel like, there's some kind of lacking of resources. Maybe since this is about career and finance, you may feel like, what you have already had is dissipating or evaporating. Maybe you have savings, or you have some investments which you have, and you feel like, it's evaporating, there's nothing being generated, or you're using those funds for something where you're not getting any returns. Okay, so maybe you're using it for something where it is going to be spent, but you're not going to get any kind of returns from this. So you have a feeling that, the 8 of Cups, whatever you've saved up so far, you've reached that 8 of Cups. For you to get to the 9 of Cups, you can't be there, because whatever is there already in the 8 of Cups is now no longer there. And this might be associated with fear as well, where you feel like, whatever you have is going to disappear, is going to dissipate. Have you taken any kind of decision, or are you in a situation where you've made some decision which is, made it difficult for you to see your future, or, to see how is it going to be for the next 6 months or the next 1 year? You don't know where that money is coming from, or what you're going to do. That could be running through your mind, and that's a reason why you're feeling a little low and down. Basically, it's like, you're thinking about it again and again and again, and it's not happening. But this card can also mean that you're basically avoiding a situation. Now you may have your money intact, you may have your savings, you may have your investments, everything is in place, but you're just lacking that motivation to go to that next cup, the ninth cup. For whatever reason, there might be some some fear, or you're scared of change. You're like wondering, okay, what if this succeeds next? What am I going to do? I mean, I know it sounds a little strange that you would fear success, but it could also mean fear of loss. Okay, so you're feeling like, some people, I've noticed that, people like to have problems in their head. There are some those intellectual people who need to have something going on in their head. They just cannot be quiet even for a few minutes. I've seen these people to a certain extent. I'm like that as well, where your mind needs to be stimulated constantly. So you cannot bear to sit in silence for a little while. You need to be listening to the news, or you need to be reading something, or you need to be processing some kind of information in your head. So that you may be having some kind of thoughts going on in your head. You're overthinking a situation again and again. Maybe it's an investment plan, maybe it's a new business that you're starting, maybe it is an offer that some a friend has made you. Maybe it could be a thought of collaborating with somebody. You're processing it in your mind again and again and again, and you may have that fear of going ahead and making that decision. Okay, again, now for any decision to be made, you need to have your information right in place. Like they say, the details, the devil is in the details. So the details, have it on hand. So until and unless you have the information, you're going to feel directionless. You're going to feel like you don't know what you're doing. You're not sure whether what you're doing is right or wrong. So for you to take that decision, you need to have all your information in place. So with regards to career and finance, this is what it means. Now again, in career, it could be a job that you're bored, you feel like there's something lacking, you want to move ahead, you're done with it, you don't want to see this place again, that your workspace, you don't want to see the same faces again, you just want to move on. But somewhere there is a fear in you, like, what am I going to do next, because of which you don't want to move ahead. Again, think about it, take your time. Always, whenever you're making a decision, think about your pros and cons, have all your information in place. Eventually think about what you're going to do next, how you expect things to turn out, and then make a decision. And it is okay to ask for help, talk to people, get your friends and family involved by way of getting their opinions. But eventually it's going to be your final decision. You know what is going to be right for you, and it's okay to make mistakes. That's another thing. It's okay to make mistakes. How are you going to learn if you're not going to make mistakes? So that's your Eight of Cups reversed. Let's move on to the next card. Now, your next card is a very nice, sweet card, which is your Knight of Cups. Now, Knight of Cups, it's all about emotions. It's all about it's a good card to have if this is a love reading, or if it's a reading about relationships. In career and finance, again, you can see the knight. The horse is ready to move. He has a cup in his hand. So you probably may have an idea in your head. You may have some creative endeavor that you want to try out. It might be an hobby that you've been thinking about for a long time, that you want to act on or work on, but you're not sure if it's going to work out or not. So you're thinking about it. It usually means, when it comes to career and finance, it usually means some kind of creative endeavor that you want to take up, collaborating with another person. You're wondering, should I approach that person with this offer? Would we be able to work in a professional setup together? Should I go ahead and do it or not? It's a knight. So it's in the starting stage. I mean, you have crossed all the cups, you've entered, you've moved past the page, the page of cups. You're now in the state of, Knight of Cups, and the next is going to be your Queen of Cups and your King of Cups. So again, you're making a decision, which is, this cups usually means a control over your emotions, your, your ideas, your composure when it comes to dealing with people around you in a career setup in your office or your finances or anything. You're thinking more with the heart. You may be thinking of helping people. You may have surplus of money which you want to probably put into charity or invest in a friend's project, or there's several possibilities. It's a very nice and positive card to have if it's related to career and finance. So it means a positive card, and you can go ahead. Again, like I said for the previous cards as well, always do your research. Make sure, see, whenever it comes to your finances, it is your hard earned money. It's your blood and sweat that you're putting in. So whenever you're investing it, obviously you're going to be worried whether it's going to work, not work. Is it, how am I going to do with it? So it's up to you to make that decision, how much you want to take a risk, how much you don't want to make a risk. It's up to you. You need to make that decision on your own. This is a very nice card to have. So overall, the career reading for this weekend and coming week is with your Ace of Wands reversed, your Eight of Cups reversed, and your Knight of Cups. It's basically telling you, maybe it's going to be a little slow week, boring, calm, week, that it is going to go, you're just going to go with the flow. Spend your time, doing some research, gathering information, preparing, or if you want to take a break, relax a bit. So that's how your week is going to go with regards to your career as well as your finance. So that's your career reading for this weekend and coming week. Have a good day. Bye bye.